In France, working more than 35 hours a week is illegal. The government made a law. The most famous French food on earth is actually Austrian. And there are 40 people who have spent nearly 400 years deciding which words you're allowed to say in French. Nobody listens to them. That country is France. I just landed in Paris. Someone corrected my pronunciation of croissant before I had spoken to anyone. By the end of this video, it will all make sense. The moment I stepped outside, three things happened. A man on a bicycle swerved around me without looking up. The smell of fresh bread hit me from an unidentifiable direction, and someone nearby was having a full, passionate argument on the phone, gesturing with both hands, furious, and somehow simultaneously eating a baguette. This is not chaos. This is Tuesday in Paris, 21 million people, all at full speed, all with strong opinions, and every single one of them knows exactly how they like their coffee. This is a country that takes everything one step further than necessary, and it has done this for 2,000 years. Before anything else, the history. France invented the guillotine, used it on its own king, then on the people who had used it on the king. The French Revolution started in 1789 with ideals about liberty and equality. Within 5 years, 17,000 people had been executed, and the revolutionaries were executing each other. Then Napoleon arrived, conquered most of Europe, was exiled to an island, escaped, came back, conquered Europe again, lost at Waterloo. So they exiled him to a different island, further away. Since 1789, France has had 5 republics, 2 empires, and multiple monarchies. Even historians stopped counting around Republic 3. Napoleon's chaos did not die with him. It just moved into the workplace. Fact number 1. In France, working more than 35 hours a week triggers overtime pay at 25% extra, rising to 50% for longer hours. Employers who ignore this face fines of 750 euros per worker. The law was passed in 1998, not as a suggestion, as law. Germany loses 17 working days per 1,000 employees to strikes every year. France loses 79. That is one country losing a long weekend, the other losing an entire summer, plus your birthday. The French consider this democracy. Bumo's train in Italy was delayed because Italy went on strike against trains as a concept. In France, this is considered a calm week. And if you think that is the strangest thing France has ever legislated, wait until you hear what they did to food. Fact number 2. The most prestigious food award on earth was created by a tire company. To sell more tires, Michelin published a restaurant guide in 1900 to get people driving more roads so their tires would wear out faster. The restaurants were the side note. Imagine Goodyear giving your grandmother's meatloaf 3 stars, so you would need new snow tires on the way there. That is exactly what happened. The guide became so famous that the tires became the side note. France now has 668 Michelin-starred restaurants. A tire company accidentally created the global standard for fine dining. Bumo suspects this is both the most French and the most capitalist thing he has ever heard. But that is not even the strangest thing France has done to protect its identity. Fact number 3. France invented the metric system, pasteurization, photography, the stethoscope, Braille, canning, and the modern restaurant. All in roughly 100 years. The metric system is now used by every country on Earth except 3. France has spent 2 centuries quietly furious about this. And yet, the French count to 99 by saying four-twenties-nineteen, quatre-vingt-dix-neuf. The country that gave the world its measurement system cannot count to 100 in a straight line. Bumo finds this the most perfectly French thing he has ever encountered. Fact number 4. France has 40 people whose entire job is deciding which words are allowed in French. The Académie Française. They have been doing this since 1635. They rejected email and proposed courriel instead. They rejected weekend and proposed fin de semaine. Almost nobody uses either. They have no power to force anyone. They have known this since 1635. They are still meeting. Bumo respects this commitment to a battle that was lost decades ago more than almost anything he has seen in 6 countries. But if you think protecting the language is extreme, you have not heard what France did to protect the bread. Fact number 5. The croissant is not French. It arrived from Vienna, Austria in 1839, when an Austrian officer opened a Viennese bakery in Paris. French bakers spent the next 76 years improving the dough, adding butter, developing the laminated flaky layers, and making it the thing the entire world now considers French. France took an Austrian pastry, spent 3 generations making it better, and declared it French so completely that questioning this is now socially equivalent to asking about cream and carbonara in Italy. Bumo ordered a croissant. It was perfect. He has no complaints. And the baguette has its own law. Fact number 6. France sells 27 million baguettes every day. A traditional French baguette may contain only flour, water, salt, and yeast. No preservatives, no additives. Cannot be frozen. Must be made where it is sold. Change the recipe and legally it is not that baguette. In a 2022, UNESCO added baguette making to its intangible cultural heritage list, the same list as Neapolitan pizza from Italy and the Kumbh Mela from India. France convinced the United Nations that bread needs international protection, the most impressive diplomatic achievement Bumo has witnessed in 6 countries. 3 food stops. I am still thinking about the first one. Food stop number 1, the baguette. 27 million per day. 33,000 bakeries. Every single one has a line out the door at 7 in the morning. Bumo stood in that line like it was a sacred ritual. He emerged with a baguette the length of his arm and the confidence of someone who had just discovered religion. He ate half before the corner. He ate the rest before the next street. He went back. He left with 2. He now fully understands why this needed a law. Food stop number 2, steak frites, the most ordered dish in French bistros. Bumo asked for his steak well done. The waiter looked at him the way the carbonara restaurant looked at him in Italy. The tequila bar looked at him in Mexico. The nori bang machine looked at him when he scored 42 out of 100 in Korea. And the thali scientist looked at him when he admitted he understood none of the bowls in India. The waiter returned with medium rare. He was correct. Bumo ate every piece. 4 countries. He has finally learned. Food stop number 3, wine. 8 billion bottles per year. The average French adult drinks 45 liters annually. Wine at lunch, at dinner, at business meetings if both parties are French. Bumo, who has had 10-cent chai in India, an espresso with a chair tax in Italy, a michelada that arrived as 6 ingredients in Mexico, and a thali explained by a scientist for 4 minutes, found France the first country where the drink simply arrives. No instructions, no explanation. Just wine. He delivered just wine to camera in a completely flat monotone. It is the most relaxing food experience of 6 countries. 2 things explain France better than anything else. The first is la bise, the cheek kiss greeting. 2 kisses in Paris, 3 in parts of the South, 4 in others. Bumo arrived not knowing this. He attempted 2. The person he greeted expected 3. The pause lasted 4 seconds. It felt like 4 minutes. He is still thinking about the 3rd kiss. The second is this. France goes on strike about almost everything. Trains, pensions, bread laws, English words. But there is one thing France is not arguing about. Kylian Mbappé, 8 goals. France is 5-0. Bumo stood in a Paris fan zone with 2,000 strangers. Nobody complained. Nobody argued. Nobody ate a baguette. For 90 minutes, France forgot how to be France. The most surprising thing he has seen in 6 countries. France is the country that invented the guillotine and used it on its own king. That convinced the UN to protect its bread. That has 40 people arguing about words since 1635 with no power to enforce anything. That took someone else's pastry, made it better, and declared it theirs forever. Gloriously, consistently, proudly irrational. And somehow, in all of that chaos, it produced the metric system, the restaurant, Braille, pasteurization, and the greatest tire company food guide in history. You have to respect it. France would. Drop it in the comments. Which fact broke your brain? The Michelin tire stars, the 40 people still meeting after 400 years of being ignored, the Austrian Croissant? Tell me. I read every single one. And here is a challenge. I dropped a hidden callback in the World Cup section that ties back to the Korea episode. If you can find it, leave it in the comments. I will like the best ones. If you want to subscribe, the button is there. No pressure. France would not pressure you either. They would just make it a law. Au revoir.